हेलो दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है ईशान मलिक और आप देख रहे हैं चलो यूके चैनल। तो दोस्तों, आज मैं लेकर आ गया हूं आप लोगों के लिए सबसे जरूरी पॉडकास्ट विथ ए रिक्रूटर। तो आज मैं जिनसे आपकी बात कराने वाला हूं वो मेरी खुद की रिक्रूटर रही हैं। मेरी जो अभी करंट जॉब है वो इन्हीं की बदौलत मुझे मिली है। एंड मैंने उनसे बहुत रिक्वेस्ट करी कि भाई वो अपना थोड़ा टाइम निकाले मेरे लिए एंड आप लोगों को कुछ इंसाइट्स दे। तो बहुत ही मिन्नतों के बाद उन्होंने अपना टाइम दिया मुझे। अगेन शर्त वही थी कि भाई वो कैमरा पे नहीं आएंगे। तो इस बार भी आप लोगों को मेरी ही शक्ल से काम चलाना पड़ेगा। अगर पसंद नहीं भी है तब भी यही देखनी पड़ेगी भाई। तो मैं पॉडकास्ट पे जाऊं उससे पहले मैं थोड़ा आपको बैकग्राउंड बता दूं उनका। ये पिछले 20 साल से यूके में रिक्रूटमेंट कर रही हैं एंड मोस्टली आईटी की ही रिक्रूटमेंट करती हैं। लेकिन फिर भी इनको जितना नॉलेज था नॉन आईटी फील्ड्स का इन्होंने शेयर किया है इस वीडियो में। एंड मेरे से जितना हो सका मैंने नॉन आईटी के लिए भी जितने हो सके मैंने उनसे सवाल पूछे, या जितनी चीजें मैं पूछ सकता था, जितना मुझे नॉलेज मैंने उनसे समझने की कोशिश करी। तो आई होप दोस्तों ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आए। एंड वीडियो शुरू करूं उससे पहले मैं बता दूं कि ये वीडियो इंग्लिश में रहने वाला है और अगर इस वीडियो पे 50 लाइक्स और 15 कमेंट से ज्यादा आ गए कि हाँ भाई आपको इसकी हिंदी समरी भी चाहिए, तो ही मैं इस वीडियो की हिंदी समरी भी आप लोगों के लिए बाद में रिलीज कर दूंगा। लेकिन मैं आप लोगों से हाईली रेकमेंड करूंगा कि आप इसी वीडियो को देखें। अगर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो रिपीट देखें, रिवाइंड कर करके देखें, अभी आधा देखें बाकी का बाद में देखें। लेकिन आप उन्हीं के वॉइस में इसको समझने की कोशिश करें, क्योंकि बाद में मैं जब समरी बनाऊंगा हो सकता है कि मैं उसमें थोड़ा अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू भी डाल दूं। लेकिन यहाँ जो पॉडकास्ट जो है वो मैं काफी अनकट एंड अनफिल्टर्ड रखने वाला हूं। तो अब ज्यादा ना टाइम वेस्ट करते हुए सीधा चलते हैं पॉडकास्ट पर।
Hi Rachel, I'm introducing one more time. Ishan here. How are you, Rachel?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you today, Ishan?
I'm good. I'm fantastic. Just finished the office, so now I'm relaxed. And
I know. One day until the weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Looking forward to weekend. So, what's your weekend plan, by the way?
I'm actually going to the coast. I'm going to the beach for the weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't think it's going to be as warm as I'm hoping it's going to be, but just an excuse really to kind of leave the house and go to the beach. What about you?
Me, I genuinely don't know what will I do, but one thing is sure that I will going to edit this video. That what I'm recording right now. That is for sure. So anyway, however, I shared my questions with you. So
Yes.
let's start those questions only.
Yeah.
So as usual, the very first question. So according to you, which part of the UK has more jobs? I mean, where should everyone find out the jobs, target the job? Which cities?
It depends what type of graduate job you are applying for. So clearly, London is the number one place for financial related jobs. So banking, finance, clearly London outperforms all other cities. That's not to say that you can't get a financial job in other parts of the UK, but yeah, you kind of really need to apply and head for London for that industry sector. Dependent on the other industry sectors kind of determines where the most jobs are, and it actually just comes down to where these big companies have their base. So if you're looking at electrical, mechanical engineering, that's more of a UK. There's no specific city where there are more jobs than others. Just one thing to bear in mind, obviously, that London and the Southeast, the starting graduate salaries are higher. But that said, so is the cost of living. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, if you like. So yes, it really does depend on what industry sector that a graduate is applying for.
And so this is, you said, for the graduate jobs or freshers. What about the little experienced people up to 3 to 5 years?
Again, it depends. I mean, in terms of, so this exercise to collect information for graduates, what type of, are there any like industry sectors in particular that you're focusing on? Is it a given we're talking about IT and technology, or is it more?
Actually, I'm asking the general things, whether it's a graduate or little experience, because most of the friends are from 0 to 5 years of experience who are. So that's the.
And where are they based?
Sorry?
Where are they based?
Some of my classmates, Leeds, If you are moved out from Leeds to Manchester, Birmingham, or Liverpool, or here and there, all are distributed into different cities, but all are struggling to find out the jobs.
Yes. Well, I just had a quick look at some statistics, and
Mhm.
it unfortunately isn't a surprise in that there were a vast amount of graduates with 0 to a couple of years experience looking, you're all competing for the same positions. And I'd say that's even more so in the north and the northeast. There's realistically fewer clients, fewer opportunities, and therefore higher competition.
Mhm.
I think your friends will have to make a call really on, well, actually, we'll go through all the questions and the answers, but a lot of success, I think, Ishan, comes down to how you approach the job.
Mhm. Okay.
It's your approach, and um, and so say if we pick IT
Mhm.
as the given industry market, and say your friends are Java developers, just to give an example,
Mhm.
they need to research. So if they're staying in that geographical area in the north, they really need to research and find out who the biggest employers are for that technology in that geographical area. They need to know. They need to make sure that they've used and explored every platform, every social media way of searching for these jobs to ensure that they're applying for the maximum amount of jobs. And then it's the approach, and it's making sure they've got the best CV, that that they've presented themselves and formatted their CV in the very best way possible.
Yep.
And it's every small part, it's every part of that process from the very beginning, kind of identifying what I'm a graduate, I'm interested, I want to be a Java developer, and I want to be a Java developer in either Liverpool, Leeds, or Manchester. So I need to find out who the best employers in the and the biggest volume of hires are in those areas. I need to do my research and find out what technologies they recruit for, because again, it could be that some students, they've done a degree in computer science, they've covered quite a wide range of Java related technologies, and again, that's something they want to be bringing out, not just in their CV but in their cover letter. I'm probably covering too many things here, and maybe we'll stick to points. But do you see? So I think every graduate just has to make sure that every step of the way, that the process, that they're doing everything they can to succeed in that particular step, and then you move on to the next step.
Yep. Well, most of my friends are non-IT. All are actually.
They're
So
all IT.
non-IT.
Non-IT. Okay, so what are they like? Mechanical engineering, electrical?
Most of because even I studied business here, so my friends are mostly from a business side, like management, marketing, supply chain management, and so yeah, these kind of friends.
Okay.
Studied like this.
Okay. Well, I would say marketing again. Marketing, and are they quite keen to stay in those geographical areas, or are they open to
Not
moving?
particularly, but in UK, shifting immediately is not so easy, because of this house contracts and all. So I mean, I'm not sure, but however, I told you that my friends are already moved, some to Manchester and Birmingham and here and there. But
Yeah.
what happened that they are still doing that, that blue collar jobs, and they are struggling to get that white collar or corporate jobs.
Mm,
So that's the reason that they approached me there and asking me that, okay, because I got placement, I got a job, though even I'm not working as in management or anywhere, but they asked me that if there is any suitable role in my company or in my knowledge, then I can refer them or then can ask. So that's the reason that I asked you that, because IT people, in my opinion, are getting the jobs. They are
yes.
recruiters approach them. but the non-IT people are somewhat struggling, and even in IT as well, some freshers are struggling. So that's the reason that I collected this 10
Yeah,
questions from my friends and from other people,
yeah.
and that's the reason that I'm trying to understand from
Do
you
your
about the
friends
job.
do your friends need require sponsorship?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah. So the ones that require sponsorship,
Hmm.
I'm guessing that they're doing the right research there. So they're investigating companies that sponsor, and so are they doing that? I'm guessing surely they're doing that.
Yep, they are doing.
Yeah.
But the first because but the right now the struggle is to get the first job. Later on,
Yeah.
everyone is targeting about the sponsorship, but once your CV has something to show, then only the person can go for a sponsorship or something like that. So anyways, we can move on these questions. However, I
Yes.
believe that these questions only can answer everything. So for the question one, that which area should be targeted, so you have said that London and the north side of the UK has more opportunities. How more opportunities compared to south one? Is it right?
I, I I'd say I'd say now I know that there is a mix of industry domains, so marketing, supply chain, more business related. Um, you'll still find a decent percentage of jobs in the not in the London and Southeast area, but there will be for sure more jobs in, there's always more of a concentrated amount of jobs regardless of the industry sector, and that pay more money in the London and the Southeast. So I would encourage your friends, the ones that need sponsorship, just to kind of look at the other companies not in their area, and
Hmm.
just to maybe start applying and take their address off their CV as well.
Sure, sure. I will definitely share their CVs with you. Uh, Second, and this is my really most favorite question: does university ranking really matters to find a job in UK, or does it matter at all?
I'd say it does,
Hmm.
because of the competition. It wouldn't matter so much if you're given the opportunity to meet them, and then personalities and motivation and keenness have are all really really important. But I'd say if people are looking at your CV,
Hmm.
and they don't know the individuals, then clearly those that have a better degree and grade should in should take priority, you would have thought.
Okay, so people should focus on the ranking as well, as per your opinion.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. And even however you answered this along that, but still I need to ask you one more time. Uh,
Yeah, of course.
how is the current job market in UK, and which are the booming industry, or which sector is generating more jobs, and and in your opinion, what will be the future jobs and future job scenarios? So
Yeah.
first, you just share the current jobs market, and then we will discuss further.
Yeah. Well, Initialize, we're purely an IT
Mm.
technology recruitment agency. So it's tricky for myself to comment on other industry sectors, because, we literally only focus on IT and technology. And that's an absolute given that it's always going to be booming. It's booming, apart from when economical factors affect everything, including recruitment. But yeah, engineering is huge, isn't it? Engineering is a huge growth area. The government are just going to be investing more and more money as well into engineering and science, data science, analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, all
Mhm.
huge,
Right.
and fast growing.
Mhm.
I mean, marketing, I couldn't comment on marketing and supply chain management, those kind of areas, unfortunately. Um,
And what about
yeah,
HR?
pardon?
What about HRs? Human
What
resources.
about?
HR jobs.
HR. Well,
where
HR.
you are dealing.
HR's like marketing. There's always going to be a steady stream and requirements for HR people. They're an important part of any organization and very much well needed.
Great. And in the future also that you are thinking and you are saying, I mean, you are considering that these AI and machine learning and data science and all these things are only booming, or will this management jobs are also will be the same? What about the
I honestly don't know, Ishan. I don't know, because like I say, being owning an IT recruitment agency, you literally have tunnel vision. So you literally just focus on IT and technology, and that's huge in itself. So you can see what's kind of coming, what's evolving, and what's potentially going to be really big, but it's hard to comment on other areas. But what I notice is the things that become really in demand and there's a shortage of candidates for are the areas that you can end up earning, your salary can increase quite quickly. It's kind of identifying those areas as well, those kind of hotspot industries. So I'm not sure whether like HR, you might plateau a little bit, managerial type roles, there's kind of like a ceiling. Whereas potentially these more evolving and newer kind of industries there's more opportunity to kind of have multiple role opportunities and B, earn more money.
Even I personally believe that IT has more jobs than any other areas, and whether it's there in shortage occupation or not, but the IT is the thing that will however rule the world. And
yeah,
this is my personal opinion, however. But yeah, people don't believe in my words, so that's the reason that I'm taking your validation as well. So, anyways, let's move to the next one. Which are the highly used platforms? I mean, where did you find me, or which platform do you use mostly to recruit candidates or to screening them?
So yeah, candidates need to ensure that they're looking at all platforms, because your candidates are reliant on where employers post their jobs. And every employer's got potentially different they've obviously got the main platforms, but they could decide to just use one platform, or they might use like it. I don't know whether your friends look at things like the Guardian newspaper. That's got quite a lot of graduate jobs in the Guardian newspaper. So it's recognizing that as a graduate looking to get a job, that you have to search on every platform. So from an IT perspective, LinkedIn, JobServe, Total Jobs, Reed, Indeed are all kind of, I'd say, the most popular. And
So
I'd say
which is the top one that you use? I mean, top 2 or top 3 that you.
Total Jobs.
Sorry?
Total Jobs.
Total Jobs. Okay.
Total Jobs and JobServe to post jobs and to search for candidates. Besides Total Jobs, Reed, also LinkedIn, Indeed. So I'd say marketing's quite big on Indeed, isn't it? And Reed.
Okay.
Marketing jobs.
Great. For marketing, Indeed is the best one, you're saying.
Okay. I think it's got a lot of marketing jobs on there.
Oh, great. So you are active in all these platforms at the same time?
So in total, we've got JobServe, CW Jobs, Reed, LinkedIn, Total Jobs, and sometimes Indeed.
So there's 5 platforms you are using. Wow.
Yes.
I mean, it's a stressful job for you as well. That's what I'm doing sometimes. surprising for me. I thought because CW jobs is mainly for IT jobs. So I thought, okay, maybe you are active in CW jobs or LinkedIn or Max up to read. I mean, 2, 3 platforms. But you said that you are active on almost 5 platforms.
Yes.
So it's a big job for you as well.
Yes, as well as your own database, of course, and your own networking and community of candidates that you know.
So now the fifth one is, however, even my question as well, that what UK employers are exactly looking in a candidate. I mean, what are the traits that they are looking for? Whether it's in terms of
Yeah,
IT, non-IT, anything.
they're looking for professionalism,
Mm-hmm.
motivation, a keen interest, candidates that are honest. That's a big one. Um, driven,
Okay,
articulate.
great. And if you do hiring in future, suppose you are taking interview of anyone and something, are these the same traits or something else?
Yes, yes. So, well, you kind of take on board your client's expectations, and of course, every client is different. So, um, those the things I mentioned are kind of like basic. You know, they're kind of, I would have thought they're mandatory for any job application. But then some clients, they're not so bothered if some candidates haven't got like a great energy about them, as long as they're professional and they're not kind of introverted. Then clients, whereas some other clients are kind of, they want those candidates with big energy, big, a good personality, team players.
Yeah. So even in my opinion, or can say in my experience, I found that okay, UK employers are so much concerned about the culture fit or similar thing. So would you like to share something on this culture fit? Because even I'm also learning about the culture fit.
Yeah, the culture is an interesting one actually, because
Mm.
what I think one of the best things about the UK market is that it's so multicultural. I've lost track, to be honest with you, Ishan, of the number of people I've placed from all over the place, really, but they all share a common approach. They're really positive, like yourself, really positive, friendly, can-do attitude, bright. They do their research. So if they're applying for a job, they know what the job is. They've done their planning, they've done their preparation. And from a cultural point of view, I think clients just want people that are going to be good team players. They don't care, and they should never care what nationality, what religion, or what background, or if they're male, female. I think my experience is the UK market now it's surpassed that. It's kind of, it's getting people that are just really good, positive people that can just be good team players. So I have noticed a cultural thing. But you have you?
Well, I have a little different opinion. Because in India, whenever I targeted for interview or anything, I never prepared for any company. I mean,
Oh, really?
I never read about the company. I never even thought that okay, this is the company. This one is this good or this bad, this big, this small. I never taken care of all.
Yeah.
But here, if I don't know about the company, the interviewer got, I mean, feel offended, or he didn't like this kind of approach. So and they found
Yeah.
unfit for the culture or something like that. So this is the one big culture difference that I found in the interview process. Later on, it's
Yeah.
same. At least in IT domain, everything is same. That we discuss technical things, we discuss situations and this and that. All things are same. But the first thing, I must be aware about the little thing, at least basic about the company. This is what I found in UK. So
Yeah. Funny enough,
mm,
one of my clients, they've got a big operation in India.
mm,
And when I spoke to the talent team about the hiring of candidates in India, they've commented on that actually. They've said great people, but they've noticed that they can move jobs quite quickly. They're not as committed to jobs as much as candidates that work in the UK are. And I think they'll move quite quickly because of the money as well. And lovely people. But I think the approach to, as you say, the approach to kind of securing a job may be a bit different over here. Like clients, as an absolute minimum, want to make sure you've researched the company, you've prepared, you've thought through your mind about examples of work or work experience or basic questions. You know, why should we hire you? Why are you interested in the role? So yes.
Yep.
It's really important that your friends really research what they're applying for, and that and I know we'll move on to number 6 now about the CV, but you know, it's important that that's backed up with a really good CV.
Yeah, in India, we usually ask this kind of question when we want to reject a candidate. Why do we hire you? And such kind of questions we only hire when we don't want to hire him or her. And this is a perception in our mind. So initially, I struggled a lot.
Yes.
Because I did a lot of interview in my country. I taken a lot of interviews.
Oh wow.
So okay, yeah. Let's move to the next one. That how profiles get shortlisted in UK, and I mean, what CV must have to get shortlisted.
Well, so any CV's got to be grammatically on point. So it mustn't have any mistakes. That said, my job as a recruitment consultant is to make sure your CV is well formatted. So if there are mistakes, I will correct that for you. But if your friends, your graduate friends are applying for a job directly, they need to ensure that their CV therefore doesn't have any mistakes. Also, it's a personalized CV. You don't want it to look like one of 50 other CVs. It's got to be something a bit personal to that particular person. And yes, it just needs to fully reflect their skills and experience. And if there's a particular job and you've got particular experience, that needs to be showcased. Also, the personal profile bit I read a lot of CVs where it shows that a lot of candidates have given no thought about their personal profile and what sets them apart. And you should really have some good USPs there, unique selling points about yourself in the personal profile. Don't overdo it, but just say, you know, you've recently you've successfully completed a degree. You're a tenacious, driven, highly personable candidate looking to kind of join an enterprise organization and to add value as quickly as possible. That kind of thing.
So whenever you search for any CV or any profile, that you search usually by some keywords or some one or two words of requirement, right? Or something very long or something that you
Yeah,
search.
you obviously have like so that's the other thing with your friends and fellow, you know, graduates. Yeah, they need to make sure that if they're applying for marketing jobs, they need to make sure that there's marketing in their CV or something.
Yeah. Like in IT, even I can say with you, like if there is a opening of a Java or .NET, then they don't want only .NET. They may ask for, you know, SQL Server as well, or
Yes.
DevOps as well, or something like Angular or React. So do you search all such things in one CV, or something just one or two keywords are fine, and then you just say that okay, go ahead with this CV or something?
Well, you obviously have like a mandatory skills that you've got to search for, but then you've got to just be a bit open as well in case some people don't put things on their CV. But so what other recruiters might be doing as well is searching in geographical areas. So maybe your colleagues should change. Your friends, have they got their CVs live on these job platforms.
Yes,
You know,
definitely they are having live CVs available in all these platforms. I just have CV of one of my friend only, but not in this PC for sure.
yeah, but what if they are willing to work in other areas, then they should go and change their location to UK,
Mhm.
because you never know, there could be a brilliant job in a different part of the UK, and they're not getting their CVs aren't getting reviewed because they're based in Liverpool and they're saying they're only looking for Liverpool.
Okay, great. So okay, so I guess unfortunately I don't get any much specific answer that what should be there in CV. But yeah, I'm
Well, I think it's more like what shouldn't be there. It
oh,
shouldn't
what
look,
shouldn't be there? Yeah.
yeah, it shouldn't be like a copied CV template. So it shouldn't be something that they've a CV template they've downloaded and
Yeah.
loads of other people have used it. It should be like yours, where you've actually done your own template, and it should be grammatically correct, and it should have a unique personal profile. And that personal profile should be changed dependent on the job that they're applying for. So they want to target the job that they're applying for and make sure their personal profile and is aligned to the job that they're seeking.
Yep. By the way, my CV template is I guess 12 years old. It's way
Yeah,
too old.
yeah. It's different for you because you're established, and
Yeah.
you've got a certain technical stack that you're applying for, so it's easier for you. But where's your
Yeah.
friends that are applying for kind of graduate or first or second jobs, they just need to have a bit more care in terms of what they're applying for, and that their CV is as specific as it can be.
Yeah. It is. It is necessary. Anyways, sure, let's move to the next one. What are the primary reasons for rejections? I mean, why does candidate rejected? General reasons.
CV rejections, if they're not applicable, not relevant, not suitable. So a marketing guy is applying for an IT job, or an IT guy is applying for a supply chain management job. So it's candidates that are applying for the wrong job. And then if a candidate is applying for the correct job, but they've got a poor CV, so they're lacking everything that I've just described, then that's why they'll get rejected. And I guess or they could have a great CV, they could have a great personal profile, but if they're applying for a job and 300 other people are applying for the job, then sometimes they're just rejected because there are better candidates. Maybe somebody's on top of what your friend may have in terms of relevant experience. Somebody might have done a work experience project, or might have a more relevant degree, or that kind of thing.
Well, I can share only my experience here, or can say my profile here. Uh, Obviously, you have my CV with you, and you can find out that I have done a lot of things in my life. Even I did entrepreneurship as well in my career.
Yes.
I have a knowledge of project management as well. But still, if I apply for a project management, most of the time my CV doesn't shortlist it. And even after shortlisting as well, because two interviews I taken before I joined this company, and in both the interviews I failed. However, I didn't get reply ever from both of the both of the recruiters, but I assumed that I failed or something. So
Yes.
I genuinely didn't know that I had a knowledge, I had experience of as a project manager as well, but I still didn't consider for that job. So, what do you think? What would be my mistake in that?
Well, for a project manager job,
Yeah, with the same CV.
well, there'll be candidates with greater project management experience. Project management is a very tough market. It's probably the project management is probably the toughest market, I'd say, Isham, because there are so many project managers, so many. So you're up against
Okay.
countless amounts. And what you'll find with project managers is that the what clients are looking for tends to be very specific. It's not just like,
Yeah.
let's reel off 5 technologies, and if you've got those, you've kind of got the job. You know, it's a lot more, project managers, it's a lot more about specific experience. So it'll be the fact, I would say, that somebody had a more project management experience and more specific project management experience.
Okay. Yeah. And this is just my question. Does the certification play a role in job market, especially in the IT domain? If I have a
I
certification.
think so. I think if I can only send 3 CVs
Mm,
and I'm picking a project manager,
mm,
and one candidate hasn't got like Prince or Scrum Master or PMP or whatever the client's looking for, they'd have to be like great on the phone, like ticking all the other boxes, because I'll have like so many other candidates that have got those qualifications. I mean, the thing is, with our job though, you've got to have an open mind, because there are some brilliant people that don't have qualifications, but they've earned their experience through their work experience, and they are very good candidates. So as a recruitment consultant, you have to make sure when you pre-screen candidates, you're not just focusing on the qualifications, but it's all the other parts as well. But it is important really, because the market is competitive, and I think every candidate should do as much as they can within their industry to maximize their chances of getting a job, and qualifications do matter. Same with like yours, for example, clients like the fact that IT candidates have undertaken Microsoft certifications. It shows that you're interested, you've got a keenness in what you're doing, and you've taken the time to take those qualifications.
mm. So if some pressure is there, you have 2 CVs. One is just a university pass out, and one has a university pass out but with some certification. So you may prefer the certified person comparatively higher than the without certification.
Yeah, unless the candidate without
Yep.
that certification is just such a great candidate, and your client's going to think, wow, this candidate really has got a lot of potential.
Yep.
It's like there is every situation is unique, I'd say.
Yeah, I must. Yeah, even I agree with this one. Even I was doing the same when I was interviewing the people. I was doing the same. I was considering the certified person more than the non-certified.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, last 3 questions only, and then
Yeah.
we all are ready for weekend.
I don't know too much about sponsorships though, Ishan.
No worries. Whatever you know. If you don't know, then it's also fine.
I don't really know much at all, in all honesty, because it's kind of black and white with our clients. Those that will sponsor and those that won't, and very few of our clients sponsor. They I guess because they've got enough candidates that want to apply without sponsorship, they think, why create more paperwork if I've got 5 great candidates that don't require it? So I honestly don't know about sponsorships.
But do you know that which kind of jobs are getting more sponsorship or higher rate of sponsorships? Do you know anything?
No, I don't.
You don't.
I don't. Sorry.
And even this is genuinely my question. Even these are my questions only, last 1 or 2. That the Brexit happened and still UK employers are not sponsoring or not offering the sponsorship. Luckily that that the company that I'm working on and you only arranged me, that they have offered a sponsorship. But most of the employers are still not. I mean,
Yes.
then how the market will work in this manner?
Well, because it is the market, it does fluctuate, the market. So yeah, you'll definitely get you'll definitely get times when there's a lack of candidates. So and actually it is frustrating, because certain jobs, for certain jobs, there are some brilliant candidates that require sponsorship, and it's frustrating when clients don't have the sponsorship license in place to facilitate that, because they miss out then on that, actually the best candidates for the job. But by and large, I don't know. I think what I've been doing recruitment now for over 20 years, and the market's very it's very up and down. So there will definitely be times when there's not enough candidates, and there'll be more candidates taken on a sponsorship basis. But then there'll be other times when, I know this doesn't help, but when actually there isn't a shortage of candidates, and so there isn't that great need to go down the sponsorship route. So but it does fluctuate. It's a very up and down market over the course of a few years. It's kind of like a cycle.
So what is the current scenario, especially after the Brexit?
I don't really know, in all honesty, because like I said, we've got a few clients that sponsor, and we've got the majority that don't. And so we just stick to the ones, to our portfolio of candidate clients. And so I'm really not sure post Brexit how from a administrative point of view, I'm not sure how that's impacted on sponsorships, unfortunately.
This happened in January only, when I was searching as well. I had a talk with one recruitment consultant only. He only told me that from the morning he got frustrated because whenever he approached any European person, they strictly ask for sponsorship, either sponsorship or no, straight no. At least Indians, Pakistanis, or Asians are still available for a job or something. But he told me that Europeans are straightly rejecting the offer. And he told me that, okay, this is very difficult situation for us to recruit, plus the great resignation, or the big quit movement, and everything is running on. Even it's still going on, even in UK, US, everywhere. So these days, even IT companies are struggling a lot to find out a candidate. And without sponsorship, they are struggling a lot. So, so he confirmed me this kind of a thing. Have you experienced similar thing or something?
Not massively, no. When I saw your questions, I knew kind of in advance these were those last few, unfortunately, are the ones that I can't really give any guidance on, because I haven't had much experience or issues surrounding those areas.
No worries. And the last one, even I struggled a lot on this question, that I'm on a PSW visa, graduate visa, which is the 2 years work permit. Even few of the employers were not ready to, hire me for this visa as well. Because
I think it just comes down to supply and demand. If they've got candidates that aren't on a visa and they're good and they can do the job, then unfortunately it's a bit like, in terms of CV selection, I'm just guessing that the candidates on PSW won't be at the top of the pile, because the top of the pile will be the candidates. And I feel really bad saying this, but I'm guessing if you've got two Ishans, one's on a visa and one isn't, and the one not on a visa might get looked at before. I don't know, Ishan. I really don't know. I mean, then you get companies like the one you're working for, and they're really they're just, it's all about the person for them. It's all about getting the best person for that role, regardless of whether they need sponsorship or not. So there are those great clients out there. They really are.
Even I told you yesterday as well that I'm very much happy with the current company I'm working on. I am thinking of changing at all. Nothing is a problem. But because these are the questions that I received, and my 3-4 classmates has contacted me, and that's the reason that I got worried. And the reasons they have shared with me, some of the reasons were mine as well when I was searching the job. So I thought to better with you as well. Are you?
I tell you what, Ishan, I'm ever so sorry. I've got to shoot by 6:30, but if you want to, I'm more than happy to review the CVs.
Yep.
I'll do some research by the industry sectors that they're applying in, and if I can give my own viewpoint or advice, I'd happily do that for your friend.
Sure. So I'll share some CV with you, and then you can directly talk with them.
Yes, do that, and I can have a chat with them, and we can just go from there. But and if anything was to come from that, then that would be amazing. So yeah, I'm more than happy to do that, Ishan.
Yeah, sure. And
I'm
yeah,
expecting 5 Ishans now.
And thank you very much for giving this time, especially.
You're so welcome. It's so lovely to meet you and connect with you.
Yeah, finally, even I got a chance to connect with you, to see you. And yes,
Oh, I thought you heard you. But no, it's lovely, and it's a really great thing that you're doing on behalf of your friends, and hopefully sooner rather than later they will get jobs. Maybe they might even need to reconsider the industry sector they're applying for. I mean, I see so many people ending up doing IT that come from that have degrees in things like marketing and stuff like that. Sometimes they just get that first job, like first line support.
yeah.
And then from first line support, they get second line support, and they go down that route.
Yep.
Just something to think about.
Yeah. I'm trying my best to help them, and let's see.
We'll share the CVs, and then we'll go
Yeah.
from there. And no, lovely to meet you, Ishan. Have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I'll be able to help your colleagues further.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
तो दोस्तों, ये था आज का पॉडकास्ट। आई होप ये पॉडकास्ट आपको पसंद आया हो, आपको समझ आया हो कि यूके जॉब मार्केट कैसा है, इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, इसको क्या चाहिए, इसको क्या नहीं चाहिए, कौन सी जॉब्स की डिमांड है, कौन सी जॉब्स की नहीं है। आई होप ये सब चीजें आपको समझ आई हो। एंड फिर से मैं रिमाइंड करा दूं, अगर आपको इस वीडियो की हिंदी में समरी चाहिए तो प्लीज इस वीडियो को लाइक करिए। मिनिमम 50 लाइक्स चाहिए मुझे इस वीडियो पे, और 15 कमेंट्स चाहिए जो इसमें आप मेरे को बोलो कि हाँ भाई आपको हिंदी समरी, वरना मुझे लगेगा किसी को इसकी हिंदी समरी चाहिए ही नहीं। तो जैसे ही ये टारगेट अचीव हो जाता है, मैं इस वीडियो की हिंदी समरी बनाकर रिलीज करने की पूरी कोशिश। तो बस यही था आज का वीडियो। अगर ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आया है तो प्लीज इस वीडियो को लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए अपने फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली के साथ, सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल, एंड लास्टली थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग द वीडियो। होप टू सी इन द नेक्स्ट वन।